Okie dokie, we are back again in Smash Kaboom, and today I'm rocking Dr. Hamster because I do have a crazy build idea in mind. I'm gonna try to get it done in some ranked games. But round one is gonna be a big old round, like always, and we'll see can we make this build come to life. So basically, I'm gonna be all about going for this fella right here, the big old bulldozer. Big old bulldozer with a lot of knockback, and that's gonna be our whole game plan. And we're gonna start off by grabbing ourselves a kangaroo, because we need to find ourselves some tie cars. Now, do we want to grab the balloon bear? Maybe. Grab the slingshot. I'm gonna roll once. Is there anything else we kind of want? We definitely want the wheel, so we can craft up a mecha hamster or wheel hamster. And we kind of want to add in a dino hamster also. And you know what? I'm gonna take this extra little hamster since it only costs us one. And we probably need ourselves a big old balloon. So yeah, I'm gonna be taking all this stuff, but we're gonna rock onto our training rounds. I'm gonna go for as much gold as possible, as always. I'm gonna go on turbo speed. But we got a lot of units right now, so that's going to be kind of nice actually. No magic, just a lot of units that can do a lot of stuff for us. And not bad. We got our 10 golds, even better. And what can we get right now? We can go for more bubbles, which is awesome. We also got a lizard shop, which I'm not sure if we want to go for summons. Right now we can only get common and rares, so when we look at the lizard shop, these are the only items that we can actually get. Versus summons, and a lot of these summons are locked out too. I think I'm going to go for weapons. Let's go ahead and grab our weapons. Let's see what we get. TNT barrel, not exactly what I want. The wheel we're going to take, and we're going to upgrade our fella just already. We're going to grab our balloon. We're going to reroll with the lizard shop to try and get ourselves something amazing. Maybe not what we want. Also, sunshine could be kind of nice for a little bit of heals. Block warrior, honestly, might not be bad either. We could craft up a poison mousetrap, but I don't necessarily want that either. I'm going to roll, and we definitely want to grab ourselves a big old shovel. Bros are probably going to need this balloon. Do we take an extra hamster? I mean, yeah, I'm going to take him. But let's move on to our first rounds. We got a lot of little hamsters. I'm going to run on 2 times speed. And we are facing a Dr. Hamster with a lot of hamsters themselves. But since we got some beefy units, yeah, it shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. And hell yeah, we smash out Dr. Hamster. No problems. So let's take our shovel. Let's take this too. I don't really want any of these extra items. We could craft up this fella, but I have no real interest in them. Let's go and grab a bit of storage, and I'm going to spend 1 gold on a gear. And I'm going to roll once more, and we can craft up 2 mecha hamsters if you want to. And I'm going to apply our knockback to our wheel rat now. Knockback of 4 is not going to be good enough. It is what it is. I think we just, well, actually we can put in a balloon. We could get rid of our gear energy, put in a little hamster, and I think that's going to be a little bit better for us. So let's get moving on with this. So we're going full on hamster army. We were like the other class. We're just having the sheer amount of units. It's going to be really nice. Blind magical vulnerability means our little tiny slingshot is going to do more damage. But looking like we're going to be able to take out this chef no problems whatsoever. With our copper spring on our wheel rat, we're going to take less magical damage on our wheel rat, and hell yeah. We got our second victory, even better for us. In round 3, we are going to get a blessing, which means it's going to be kind of like a skill that we can use. So we can take, when any summon that also clockwork dies, a random ally against 3 stacks of haste. Arm to the T is fantastic for our build just right now. Just gives us 20 stacks of shields. We cannot gain any hero exclusive items, but hero weight limits up. We can get extra golds, get all items for all classes, get items from Doll Chef, random ally against 5 stacks of haste, or 1 stack of haste I should say, and then marbles. So it's either keep rotating right now, which doesn't seem that great, or do we take the Doll Chef? I really don't want to dilute the pool. So do we take Arm T? I'm going to take Arm to the T. I'm going to take this because it's going to help us out right now, but maybe not in the future. But let's take our 3 extra golds. Let's do this train around, no problems. Let's smash through it. And we are facing a Peapod shooter who, honestly, with plants they don't get knocked back, so that's going to be one build that could counter us quite significantly. But Arm to the T gives us so much HP, it's kind of crazy. That's a big old skeleton. But let's go ahead and grab this speed. Let's grab the mecha hamster since you're on sale. Let's grab this too. Let's reroll once again. Is there anything else we want here? Not exactly. Kangaroo number 2. We could also grab the helicopter. Since you're on sale, I'm going to take it along with the heals as well. I'm going to keep rerolling though. We could summon more hamsters. Let's grab a bit of storage. I'm going to grab the balloon after. And I'm just going to roll again, wasting our 2 golds. That's an extra shovel. We're going to be taking that too. But I do want to craft up this spotted balloon. And your weight limit's 3, so we could lose one of our hamsters, or we could just place in our mecha hamster. I think that's probably what we're going to do. Should we sell our mini helicopter? I'm going to sell it to keep rolling, wasting our golds. Now, these are the units I really do want to grab. I want a backline, a TIE shooter, and I do want ourselves this TIE car so we can craft up that big old bulldozer. We do need to find a second one though. But still, you're going to have a lot of knockback, 7.5, which is going to be kind of smashing for us. Also, another balloon that we do want to grab too. Let's start off by grabbing the TIE soldier, and let's move on. So, is our wheel rat with these shovels for on turbo speed going to have huge amount of knockback? Because these are going to supply 4 stacks, 8 stacks of bravery, which is a lot of knockback power. And that's why we want to go for the bulldozer. Just trying to knock units off the table. It doesn't look like bravery did much, to be honest. But we do manage to win out. With the sheer amount of units that we do have, they do have a lot of magic. And they're going to get lots of heals on their HP. And we are starting to lose our units, but we still managed to win out, not bad. But it was kind of getting a bit dicey there for a second. And we got a bulldozer. That's kind of insane. That is genuinely insane. Let's go ahead and grab it. We want to keep a flying kangaroo. I'm actually going to sell our copper spring. I don't really have too much use for it because with the bulldozer, you are not going to be a gear energy user. So it should be fine. So basically, you're going to have a ton of shields and you're going to have a lot of knockback power. That's going to be a huge, huge game plan for us. We still want our balloon. We could also add in a burning mole. I'm just going to rock on. I can't believe we got our bulldozer that quickly. So now we want to stack haste and we want to stack knockback as much as possible because the bulldozer is going to come in, 8 stacks of bravery, should be able to just keep hitting that back and knock straight off the table with those bravery. Look at that. That's insane. And then we just have a free win because we knocked them straight off the table. No problems. And you have so much HP. It's kind of crazy. Now, do we want to craft up our game buddy? Or do we want to take our 7 golds? I'm going to craft up our game buddy. And I was looking for a ranged unit and we do get one in the back line. We also get a shieldy guy or we get a melee unit. Let's go ahead and take a ranged unit, should we? It's Wind and Thunder. Yeah, let's take it. So Wind and Thunder gains 3 stacks of electrified 1 attack. Every 8 attacks, throw a ball of lightning applying stun. For every 1 second of electrified, gains 0.5 seconds of a stun. Which are the slowest attacker. Upon death, the nearest enemy gains 5 stacks electrified. Existing electrified stacks are doubled. These are all kind of not great. Wind and Thunder gains 3 stacks of electrified when attack. I might be reading this wrong, but I'm not sure what this actually does. But you have 10 damage and you attack 2 speed with the biggest range. So I'm going to take this guy. Let's just move on to our shop. So I wonder, do you then apply electrified when you attack? So I'm going to sell our wheel rat and our hamster. I'm going to take the speed zone because we're going to need our bulldozer to summon as fast as possible. We're also going to take our balloon. I'm wondering, should we take the mini helicopter? I think we're going to. And I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll and that's going to be some haste from the get-go. And this is the problem. We could craft up this helicopter if we want to as well. Or we could keep it as 5 stacks of haste, giving us attack speed, skill cooldown, and movement speed by 10% from the get-go. On our bulldozer, that's probably what we're going to keep. So now you're going to be summoned at 5 seconds instead of 5, which is definitely going to be significant. Is there anything else we want to add in? Definitely not. Let's move on with this. So we do have a range unit in the back, which should be kind of nice. You're going to do a lot of damage for us, and you attack pretty darn fast. Now that's a big old nutcracker, but as long as we keep knocking them back, it shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. With these stacks of enlargements, you actually kind of counteract our knockback, but you're straight off the table, and that's it. That should be us winning out, no problem. And smashers. We're halfway to our victories. Even better. Now shop, training, big old round for round 6. Let's see what we can achieve right now. You are also going to be haste energy cell. So we're going to take you along with our haste. We're going to reroll again. And we definitely need our storage. Along with our speed zone. And we could take the little lightning so we can craft up some lightning stuff to kind of help with our lightning build. But then we're kind of spreading out our builds, which I do want to focus mostly on our knockback and our haste. So I think I'm going to sell you and you. I'm going to take another speed zone. And with that speed zone, I'm literally going to speed up our guys summoning even faster. 4.6 seconds, because the faster you come out, the more you can knock back the enemies. And the less time they can move up per table, because we want you hitting faster than ever. I'm also going to go ahead and craft up this full balloon. And we can add in our little TIE soldier if we want to. You're going to be in the front line, which is not that smart. We can also go full on hamster lightning build, which could be a lot of fun too, but I'm really set on this bulldozer type build. From our game buddy, we could go fully stacked into electric, which would actually be quite awesome. Oh, come on, bulldozer, knock him back. Again, plants, they stay still. They don't actually get knocked back, but you managed to get through, and now all you gotta do is take out this cactus, no problems. Amazing. We've got our 17 golds, and we are going to be looking for mechanical shields for haste. That's also more haste. So I'm going to be looking for weapons most of all. TNT barrel again. What's it with the TNT barrels? Yeah, we don't want that. Any mechanical shields? Maybe not. Let's keep rolling. And that's another shovel. We're going to take that with another speed zone and another helicopter. The only problem is we do need to move our bulldozer back slightly so we can put in some more haste stuff and knockback. The only problem is, again, I do need to put in more speed zones. And now you're going to be summoned at 4.23 seconds. The only problem is then we can't put in this haste, which is not ideal either. Unless we go with something like this. Maybe get rid of this hamster, put our TIE soldier back in, and we should be able to get a ton of haste, loads and loads of knockback. I think we move on. We could also craft up a fan, but we just want our haste from the beginning. So our big old bulldozer can just spawn in, run the table, and hit him off. That's going to be our entire game plan, and we knocked every single one of them off. So we don't have to worry about damage. All we need to do is just knock him off the table. And just like that, we win out. Not a problem. Round 6. Going to be, or round 7 I should say. Going to be another short little round for us. Let's grab our speed zone. I really do not want any of these items. We could try to go for second bulldozer, or we could just take another shovel. We're taking all the shovels. We're not finding any mechanical shields. I literally just found it because crafting up the shields gives us more stacks of bravery, even more than the shovels. But you also play 7 and also gives us a ton of max of life, so yeah, we want these shields more than anything. And again, speed zones, most important bags for our bulldozer. So now you summon at 4 seconds. We can't really have it in our TIE soldier, unfortunately it is what it is. I'm going to sell another little hamster. We're going to take our mechanical shields, but this is actually looking kind of amazing. I think I'm going to have in our helicopter with our game buddy right now. I think we're just going to move on with this once again. But you should be able to get quite a stacks of bravery. 16 stacks and we knock him back almost the whole table. Just a little bit more and we can knock him straight off the edge of the table. And yeah, they just don't stand a chance. Then the bulldozer comes in. And we should be able to win out from here with our ranged units, with our kangaroo, with our bulldozer. Not bad. Only 3 more victories to go to get our 10 victories. And round 8 is going to be another small little round for us. Now you are haste, but you're quite massive. I think I'm going to take our balloon, I'm going to reroll. And all I want to do is find ourselves a mechanical shield, but I still want to grab ourselves this TIE soldier. So I'm going to sell our balloon bear, we're going to take him, and we're going to craft up our TIE soldier, because you're just going to add a lot of damage for us. The problem is I can't exactly fit you in right now. Unless we move this out. That's not looking too bad. We're at max stacks, we're going to roll once, and we are going to move on. We're definitely going to move on. We got no magic, but that's not going to matter so much because we're just going to be knocking them straight off the table. Literally, just fully off the table. And there goes our armored hamster. And that's it. Just a crazy, overpowered build by the looks of it so far. And we get our win straight away. Not bad. And round 9 is going to be a big old round once again. I want to go weapon shop. I want to go weapon shop because I want to find ourselves mechanical shields. Or mechanical gears, I should say. I also got a crown. The crown is going to give us a crazy amount of shields. I'm going to take it. And I'm going to roll. I'm going to take it because I want to find ourselves. Okay, that's insane. That's literally crazy. That's all our knockback. That's also a big old shield, the Heart of Life, that I do really want to grab also. But I did want to grab this because there is an item that I'm going to be looking for. And it involves being this item right here. Only having 1 HP but 20 stacks of rage on our TIE soldier is going to be absurd. Now we got 2 luck, but I'm still going to roll to see if we can grab ourselves anything crazy. Unfortunately not, we could grab ourselves a scooter, but that does require us to drop below half HP. And we can't even have in our soldier number 7. Not right now. I'm also going to switch you up a little bit so you get that block as well and a knockback. And this is going to be kind of insane. Let's grab our extra monies. Now bulldozer. Did we just knock him off the other guy? And they're off the table. Everything's off the table. That's it. And we should be able to win out from here. Bulldozer is going to be kind of absurd with stacking bravery. We got our 18 golds even better. Let's go ahead and grab this. Let's combine up. The only problem is you are going to be a massive shield, so you need to be placed down below. Let's reroll once again. And you are literally the perfect item that we do need. And we do need to slightly move you over. So now we need you back down below. Then we can apply our shields, 100 stacks of shields on to our soldier number 7. We can put you back up and then have you in here. And yeah, everything's looking kind of amazing. Let's keep rolling. Another balloon zone we're going to be taking. It's also another speed zone. I'm going to sell our little gear to go ahead and grab our balloon zone. And we can just have a crazy amount of shields under soldier number 7. Don't know why we want that, because you're not going to be taking as much damage, but it could help us out maybe in the future. We should have taken that speed zone. It is what it is. Bulldozer's going to come in. And we are going to be getting plants. This is the one build that we are going to lose against, potentially, because we can't knock back plants. They're rooted in the ground, so they don't get affected by knockback. And with the frost pea pod in the back, you're going to do a crazy amount of damage. And you got an absurd amount of stacks of enlargement. And yeah, this is not going to be close. We're definitely going to get smashed by this. This guy is 150,000% going to be... Actually, hold on a second. We've got so much shields on our shooter that the shields might have paid off. And it actually did. There's no way that this one crown on our backline unit actually saved us. That's amazing. Holy moly, did not expect that to be a thing. But we could take the alarm clock. We could take the invisibility potion. I think I'm just going to ignore all this right now. That's going to be more haste. It's trying to be we can apply it to our guy. I mean, right here we can. I'm going to roll again. That's going to be energy cell, which I'm going to craft up into this item, which will give us 3 stacks of haste instead of 5 stacks. This is actually better. I'm going to keep rolling though. Don't want any of these items. Something else we kind of want? Maybe not. I mean, the haste is going to be fantastic, but at the same time, having in an extra unit is also going to be better. Now, do we want to actually craft you up into this guy? Because you deal 7 damage, you deal 5 damage, and you attack the same, but you're just going to do that a little bit of extra damage. Also, another helicopter. I think we're going to craft up this helicopter. And yeah, we're going to move on. So we're going to move on. We should be in a pretty good spot. Bulldozer come. You knocked him straight off the table. Holy moly. Off the table. Off the table. That's it. Round already over. Here comes the balloon bear. But it's going to be over. Within 3 hits, we knocked all the units off the table. These big, beefy pumpkin cookies. And they didn't even stand a chance. And we could take our points to 170 and just run. Or we could continue on and get all our rank points. I mean, I think our build is going to be cracked. So I'm definitely going to continue on now. Let's go ahead and grab our minicopter. Another balloon, another speed zone. Let's roll again. And we could add in a bunch of mortars in the back line. But I'm not sure if that's going to be too helpful for us. Let's also grab another one of these. All I want to do is find a glass cannon, to be honest. But I'm thinking about just moving on with this. With our helicopter, you're going to be able to attack multiple units since we have our balloon down below. And yeah, I'm going to get going once again. I mean, we have more rooms for more shovels, for more knockback. Another mechanical heart would be amazing. Knocked off the table. That was a big old nutcracker with crazy buffs. And they don't even get to play the game. Now, there are kangaroos in the front line, or in our back line, I should say. But we're going to be able to take out Dr. Hamster before that becomes an issue. And we took out the kangaroo even faster. And hell yeah. Just not bad. Definitely not bad. Round 12 is going to be another big round for us. So I'm also going to take you, and I'm going to roll. We could have grabbed that one tiny bit, little bit of storage. We could grab a snap hook or magna hook to just completely ignore units sometimes. We can add in more max life on our tank if we want to. I don't necessarily want that. And we could add in a drum to have our bulldozer have a chance of getting some enlargement. But what's the point? Because you're not going to be getting hit too often. So yeah, it doesn't really make much sense. Same thing with the frying pan. Since you're not going to be getting hit too much, there's no point trying to stack up shields on you. So I'm just going to keep rolling. Any of these we want? Not exactly another helicopter. We could have went full on helicopters, which would have been kind of amazing. So we're kind of back having it this way, but I did put in all our speed zone so our bulldozer can summon in with at 3.5 seconds. So that's going to be really, really awesome for us. We still want more buffs on our guy as much as possible, but we're not finding as much as I'd like to. We're going to sell our helicopter, as mad as that is. Invisibility. Don't really want it. And is there anything else? Not exactly. Maybe we should start adding in some electric stuff. They kind of just supplement our builds. Maybe. That could be awesome. But I mean, if we get more bravery, what's the freaking point? Because our guy's just going to knock everything off the table. And then our backline doesn't really do a whole lot. But it's going to help us win out, again, some heal stacking builds. And plant builds. So, it could be kind of nice, actually. Another speed zone. And let's go ahead and grab this. Do we want shields, summons, paper, slots? I'm going to go for shields because I want to look for mechanical gears. Because we get another mechanical heart, that's GG's. That's just going to be way too much knockback. Holy moly, that's nuts. That's crazy for us. And it's literally perfect right here. The only problem is we're not going to be able to fit in a shovel until we get a little bit more storage up top, because we have fully stacked bulldozer right now. And I'm still going to roll. And as another crown, we could go for a second bulldozer. I think we're happy enough for one bulldozer. But let's go. Now we're facing a big old rhino. We stopped him from being knocked off the table. We got hit in midair. And everything off the table. Now you actually come back, but we're going to be ignored. And then our bulldozer's just going to be able to do the rest of the work. Holy moly, magic builds. They strike in AAA. I'm telling you, it's crazy damage. We are going to lose out because of this magic damage. And look at the heals. Yeah, Puppy Musician, going to be a huge, huge problem for us. We knocked everything off the table. But the sheer amounts of damage and heals that they got from it managed to keep them alive and took out our big old bulldozer. Now let's go ahead and grab this. I'm going to roll again. And I might actually take this tiny little bit of storage so we can put in our shovel back in the right place. So you're going to have crazy amounts of knockback for days. You're also going to be 3 space. So I'm going to take you 2. And I'm going to have you set up like so. I'm going to start grabbing some thunder stuff. I'm also going to grab this to maybe finish off our slots. And yeah, it's going to be kind of nice actually. Let's get going again. So with all these stacks of bravery, we're going to begin bandit. You also got some buildings, which means we're not going to do our knockback. And here comes bandit. And everything's just off the table. Come on, bulldozer. Let's check out bandit. Off the table. And that's it. Bandit not a trouble anymore for us because he's just finished off the table. And then the rest of the units can just clean up. With our air supports, with our Thai soldier, with our game buddy, we don't really have too much crazy damage. We just knock everything off the table. Which is kind of funny. And they have way more weight than us. And we still managed to win out. Not bad. Hell yeah. But all I really want to do is find a glass cannon more than anything. Let's grab our little lightning and let's roll again. If anything else we want, we could completely finish off our storage by placing that up top. I'm not going to take it, as bad as that is. We could grab another mini helicopter. I mean, all I want to do is find that glass cannon because that's just going to be so much damage for us on our Thai soldier. So I'm just going to keep rolling. Frying pan, drums, don't really want it. Any of these, balloon zone I might take. And I'm going to craft up this too. And yeah, I'm going to be rocking on with this. I did put this in here. It's not the most optimal positioning, but it's going to have to do. And we are facing a strength duel, which means no freaking magic. And they got that glass cannon with the frost pea pod. We're going to be in trouble because again, plants don't get knocked back at all. And yeah, look at this frost pea pod. This is like the ultimate setup for the doll chef, the frost pea pod, especially with polarity. Because there's just going to be so much stacks of rage. And since we can't knock them back, they completely counter us. So unfortunately, magic and plants looking like they're going to absolutely smash us. And we could take Thor's hammer. It's just way too much storage. And since we're not focused on lightning and thunder, yeah, we're not going to be going for that. Now you're a little bit of rage, so it might take you just a little bit of tiny more damage. Let's roll again. Is there anything else? Hamster ball we could add in. Don't really want to. And you know what, let's just finish off our storage. Is there anything else? I'm going to apply this in here. We're going to sell this. And we didn't really get too much stronger, so we're going to have to move on once again. Unfortunately, without a glass cannon, our soldier number 7 could do crazy damage. I mean, with it. But we are facing another bulldozer. It's off the table. Here comes bandit. There you go, off the table again. And that's a big old bulldozer. But we should be able to get our free hits on Dr. Hamster. And our guys are just going to ignore it. We should have way more damage on the other opponents. No problems. And hell yeah. Just completely ignored their whole setup. And with that, round 16 is going to be a short little round for us. Now we're definitely going to take our helicopter, our bamboo copter. We're going to craft up another one of these fellas. And we're going to roll. Also, that is polarity shift. Which I'm going to take. Because polarity shift is going to double all our knockback. So do we lose 8 knockback or do we lose insane haste? Maybe keep our knockback. And maybe apply some haste to our soldier number 7. That could actually be quite awesome as well. Maybe having you shoot faster and faster could be kind of amazing for us. We could also apply it to our LuckOuts, to our game buddy. But I'm going to keep rolling. Something else we want? Pen holder, probably not. Probably none of these items. And all I want to do is find our own glass cannon. But this is going to be crazy. Polarity shifts on our bulldozer is going to be even more wild. And let's find out how wild this is going to be. As long as we don't face a doll chef Oh, come on, man. Why does it always have to be Doll Chef? Rage stacking Frostbeat Pod is just too crazy for us to deal with. Because we got quite a stacks of Bravery and you're instantly deleted. And we just face the worst opponents. Doll Chefs, we do not want to see any Doll Chefs whatsoever because it literally destroys us. And we end up losing lives. And every other build is going to be a free win for us. Just Doll Chefs are going to be a free loss for us because, yeah, it kind of counteracts our knockback altogether. But none of these items, definitely do not want any of these items. We could take another balloon zone, which we're going to just add it in and just remove you so we can maybe add in an extra unit. But let's keep going. Dino Helmet for more stacks of block could be kind of nice. Let's roll again. And that is another energy cell, so we can add in even more haste onto our soldier number 7. That might be better for us than our shields. I could be wrong on that, but who knows, maybe we'll go over something like this. So we still get our shields. This is looking a small bit better for us. We did take our heals though, and we are going to move on. We should have taken one of our balloons for our heals. That'll make a lot more sense. Now here we go. Okay, rubber door doesn't get... Do you see how fast that went off the table? We have 55 stacks of Bravery. Look at this alien go. And he's gone. That's literally insane. That's all I wanted to do with this build. Just completely and utterly knock everything off the table. No problems whatsoever. And smashers. And we only got one more victory to go. Now is there anything else we want? More lightning could be kind of nice. Haste. I think I'm just going to keep going. And yeah, I'm just going to roll like crazy to find ourselves our glass cannon. Soldier number 7, I would like having a bunch of these guys in the background just doing a lot of damage. So I'm going to take you, and if we can craft up a second one, I probably will. We could add in balloons, but don't really want to. Tight car could be kind of nice for more knockback, but again, we're just focused on this one big old bulldozer. Let's roll again. You're going to hear me saying, let's roll again, constantly. Another balloon zone. Don't know why I bought it. And let's keep going. Might as well add it in. Let's sell you to roll once more. And this could be it. Although we could sell a balloon. Keep rolling. And let's sell one more to roll one more time. And no glass cannon, unfortunately. If you did get a glass cannon, it would be insane for us. But we add in another TIE soldier for more chippy damage. And this could be it. This could be our final builds. Let's go and see if it's going to be good enough. Now I do want to slow this fight down because I want to see our big old bulldozer just being able to smash out. Now we are facing a puppy musician who's going to have a lot of magic and a lot of heals. So we still could be in trouble. Even though we knocked off every single one of our units, look at our HP, our shields on our bulldozer go down super fast. But I'm glad we have so much chippy damage in the backline to help support our big old bulldozer. But can we take on the puppy musician? Because again, they're going to have so much heals that this is the other opponent that I was kind of scared to be facing. Because they have so much heals, they have so much damage with all the magic that it doesn't really matter too much about having those units on the table. And I don't think we're going to be able to win this one out. Because we're slowly using all our units without our glass cannon in the backline. We're not going to be able to finish off this musician. Now, all the shields on our soldier number 7 could save us. And when I say could save us, I mean we've lost. Because they're just going to out-heal us and deal the rest of the damage. So it's going to go down to our final round. Our final rounds, and all I'm going to do is just roll like crazy to find a glass cannon. That's all I want. It's the only item that is going to smash out with our builds. If I'm going to be honest. Now another super cell for more haste. Actually, not bad. Again, I don't want any of these items. I'm going to craft you up. Did we get a glass cannon? Definitely not. We could have went for a kangaroo number 2. Maybe we should have upgraded that, but then you take away more storage for us. So that's not going to be that great for us. And unfortunately, no glass cannon. Well, let's go ahead and see if this is going to be good enough to win out. Are we going to be able to win, or are we going to fall short? It's another puppy musician. And this could be problematic. This could definitely be problematic. Again, with the music, everything is knocked off the table, instantly smashed up into the sky. You did hit some magic on the way out, stopping you from getting knocked off the table. And we've pretty much knocked every single unit off the table. And now it's just going to be down, well, they were more focused on stacking up their King of Rock with the drums. So their music isn't going to be as much of a problem as the other puppet musician. Maybe not, because our bulldozer is going to go down. But we do have quite a bit of damage on him. But again, this is going to be tons and tons of heals. That it's looking kind of close. because we're going to start losing our units, and they are kind of stabilizing with their heals. Just a little bit, and it's taking forever. Come on, guys. There goes down one of our helicopters. We're losing our DPS. And, hell yeah, we just barely win out. But this build was a ton of fun. It was definitely counterable, but it was crazy fun just having a big old bulldozer knocking everything off the freaking table. But as you've seen, we faced a lot of music, we faced a lot of freaking plants that literally just counteracts this build, but still, it was a crazy fun build. But anyways, I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing, and hope to keep looking for the next one. I'll see you next time.